Yo, what's good with y'all? It's your boy Zeta, and in this video, I'm going to be proving that the Tournament of Power is outerversal. Yes, Ultra Instinct Goku, Jiren, all the greatest Tournament of Power fighters are all outerversal in scaling, and it's for a very special reason. It's for a dimension that they exist in. The Tournament of Power arena exists in a dimension called the World of Void, which is going to be very relevant for this video. Now, to scale the World of Void, which is like the main reason I'm making this video, is that the World of Void lacks the concepts of space and time. So because it lacks the concepts of space and time, it's going to create either two options. A, it's a zero-dimensional space, or B, it's an outerversal space, because outerversal spaces also lack the concepts of space and time. So which of these is it? Is it 0D or is it outerversal? The answer is outerversal, and there are plenty of ways to prove how it's not 0D, so therefore it's going to be outerversal. First of all, the fact that these characters can even exist inside of this place proves that it's not zero-dimensional, because outerversal spaces can contain beings like Goku and Vegeta, Jiren, etc. So if it's a 0D space, it wouldn't even be able to contain Goku and Vegeta. And another point is that the emptiness of the World of Void, described by the Grand Priest, is a place that is suitable enough to allow fighters to fight with their heart's content. This would imply that this place is more durable than the entire Universe 7 macrocosm, where Goku could not fight to his heart's content because he was struggling to control his energy and control his power to prevent Beerus from destroying the entire Universe 7 macrocosm. So given the fact that the World of Void has durability beyond the universe, it would absolutely be impossible to have it be zero-dimensional. So therefore, it's going to be further supporting that it is outerversal. And to even further support this claim, the fact that the Universe 7 macrocosm contains places that transcend dimensions, and yet it is not as durable as the World of Void, supports the World of Void not being zero-dimensional. Because zero-dimensional things cannot transcend dimensions, and the fact that this place is more durable than a place that does transcend dimensions would support it being outerversal even further. Plus, it adds more consistency to the World of Void being outerversal, because outerversal things transcend dimensions and lack the concepts of space and time. And for the last point of proving that the World of Void is outer, the fact that the World of Void even exists. Yes, the literal fact that it exists proves that it's outerversal, because something that is zero-dimensional cannot contain the sum of anything. It's zero. It's literally nothing. It's literally the sum of absolute nothingness, which would prevent it from having any external existence and purely subjective or mind-dependent, and actually wouldn't even exist within reality. So the fact that the World of Void does exist within reality would conflict with the idea that it is zero-dimensional, so therefore it's going to be outerversal. Now that we've established that the World of Void is outerversal, does any character in the Tournament of Power actually scale to the World of Void? And the answer is obviously yes, because there are characters like Jiren who can literally shake the World of Void. So if Jiren is capable of shaking an outerversal realm with his ki or force, then he is also going to be outerversal in terms of attack potency. Goku, just by becoming Ultra Instinct, also shakes the World of Void. So legit, he doesn't even have to use a punch or a kick or a Kamehameha blast. Bro literally just becomes Ultra Instinct, and he's capable of shaking the entire World of Void. I'm telling you, man, Dragon Ball is broken. Toppo's God of Destruction Hakai is so powerful that it actually reality warps the entire World of Void and creates a gigantic freaking Big Bang blast that just affects everything around the entire World of Void. So legit, reality warping is also an insane feat on top of shaking. So shaking isn't even the greatest feat of World of Void scaling. With all of this established, this would make all of the Tournament of Power high tiers outerversal with a relevant speed. And also, yes, they would have a relevant speed, because moving in a place that is transcendent over the concepts of space and time would give anyone that is having the ability to move in a place like that a relevant speed. And if you want something that is just beyond implication, like it's just literally stated right here, out of this dimension, speed, overwhelming power, like this is pretty obvious here, like just pretty blatant right here. However, there are people who believe that this scaling does not count as outerversal because of these really bad arguments that they keep making within the community. So I'm just going to be debunking all of the really bad arguments as this video progresses. And yeah, so, you know, just kind of adding more closure that the scaling is outerversal. So the first argument is that quote unquote Goku moves, or there is movement in the World of Void, and movement indicates time. Therefore, the World of Void has time. Therefore, the World of Void is not outerversal. But this argument is really bad because writers in fiction have actually held cause and effect prior to the concepts of space and time. This is a literal idea in fiction. The literal plot itself is independent of a spatio-temporality within fiction in some occasions. And since the World of Void is already contextualized to be a place that is beyond the concepts of space and time, then logically the movement or progression here would just be progression of the narrative, or an abstract progression that is completely independent of the concepts of space and time. And we already see this in fiction very commonly. For example, if God creates existence, right? Time and space does not exist yet, but God is performing a cause. This is an example of time and space not being relevant to cause and effect, and cause and effect just existing or being able to progress or flow independently from a fictional space-time existing. The next argument is that because the Tournament of Power is measured in time through like 100 tacks, aka 40 minutes, must mean that the World of Void has time. But this argument is really bad because the fact that the World of Void doesn't even have time and space would support the idea that they would have to use something like this so that people can understand the tournament in earthly time terms, to understand on how much time has passed on Earth, or how much time has passed on other planets that these other universes even come from, because no time passes in the World of Void. The next argument is that because Hit can use his time powers, then the World of Void has time, because if the World of Void did not have time, then Hit would not be able to use his time powers. But this argument is really bad, because at the beginning of the Tournament of Power, the Grand Priest concedes to the fact that the Tournament of Power has its own rules, like preventing users from being capable of flying, etc., etc. So logically, in order to make things fair, especially for a fighter like Hit, the Grand Priest would need to be adding a rule that would allow Hit to use his time skip to balance things out, because the World of Void does not have time. So it would be this own artificial time or artificial rule that would allow it to even work in the first place. And it would be better to go with this as the case rather than having to try to find a contradiction, because this has no contradiction and it perfectly explains everything more logically. And yeah, that's all I got for this video. See ya, Goku Souls.